Hello everyone, this is Solomon of Solomonic Demons, and today we're going to be talking about the stock virtual guitar amplifiers and effects that come in your DAW. Are these plugins, are these virtual guitar amplifiers and effects really useful? And I'm making this video because I've been using Logic Pro as my main DAW for over 10 years, and honestly, when I installed Logic a couple of years ago, immediately I started using Guitar Rig, Amplitude, or PodFarm. I remember from Line 6 back then, because I never liked the way that the stock plugins that came in Logic just sound. And after that, honestly, I never looked back again. Eventually, I learned how to record my guitar amplifiers through a load box, and now that I bought my house, I'm very lucky that I can record my amplifiers through a mic. But a couple of weeks ago I did a video where I said that you don't need a ton of gear to make music. In that video I said that I wasn't feeling too well, I was feeling overwhelmed about getting more and more gear, and I've been experimenting with almost everything that I have right now in the house. And the last thing that I had to try, it was the stock plugins that I have in Logic, and honestly I still think that these plugins don't sound really good, and that everything else that I have here in the house, it sounds better. And well, what you guys hear on the mix actually was my Dean MD24, and this guitar is loaded with a set of Seymour Duncan pickups. I was only using the bridge pickup in that intro, and this is a TV59. And the guitar was connected straight to my interface, and like I said, I was using the stock plugins that came on Logic. I think that the majority of effects that come stock in Logic that are not for guitar are really good. Actually, I don't have any kind of problem with the virtual instruments that come stock in Logic or the effects. So yeah, let's do a breakdown of what I did use in the mix of the intro, and then I will go with my conclusion. Alright guys, so we are here in Logic, as you guys can see, and I have already loaded the preset that I was using on the intro on the mix of this video. And here in the Amp Designer we have a simulation of a Mesa dual rectifier. Honestly, I don't think that this one sounds close of what a rectifier is supposed to sound alike, but from all the amp simulations that Logic have in this plugin, this one is the one that I like the most. For high gain, I think that the ones that are for cleans sound a little bit better. And for the cabinet we have a Brown 4x12. This one I think that is a simulation of Marshall loaded with a Celestion vintage stereo speakers or something like that. Also, this is the one that I like the most. We can adjust the speaker distance from the microphone here. I mean the microphone distance from the speaker. I like that because it really makes a difference. And also I'm boosting the amplifier with an overdrive. They have more overdrive options, more pedal options here in the plugins of Logic. And also I'm using a noise gate. Unfortunately, the Amp Designer plugin don't have a noise gate incorporated, so you have to add an external noise gate. And if you don't add a noise gate, these things are very noisy. I'm gonna take out the noise gate so you guys can hear how noisy these things are. Hopefully you guys can hear it. That's without the noise gate. And that's with the noise gate. It's a very big difference, and I really think that it's important that you guys add a noise gate with this plugin, because honestly otherwise it's gonna be very noisy. And this amplifier was the one that was less noisy. All the other simulations that they have from other amplifiers are very noisy, and also the distortion sounds very terrible. Like I said, the simulation of the Mesa dual rectifier is the most decent that we can get. The overdrive is very important, like I said. If you take it out, it sounds definitely less metal and it really boosted. But it really sounds very sterile if we compare it with another plugins, and is not really a match at all to a real guitar tube amplifier or a solid state amplifier. It is very digital. Alright guys, so you guys were able to hear that. I mean, if that it is the best plugin for metal that the Logic Amp Designer can offer you, honestly we have a problem, because it's not good at all. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is not good at all, especially these days that we have a lot of plugins that are quality sound studio, and not just paid plugins. There is a lot of companies that offer trials, that offer demos, and sometimes offer free plugins, free amplifiers. If you guys have different experiences with your Daws, I don't want to generalize and say that all Daws offer terrible virtual amplifier simulations. I'm just giving the example that I have with Logic, and like I said, if you guys use Logic and you are planning to record your guitars with the stock plugins that Logic come with it, and save a couple bucks and get something else. So yeah, this was Solomon of Solomonic Demons. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and bye.